is much bigger than the how we have to actually fill it. So right now, I think we just focus on keep this place looking like things are happening.
Yeah.
Like if people like, oh, I heard they all left, and they go look, they should see like, oh, fuck, there's people on the wall still. Let's go away.
We can make some like no. Never mind.
They probably just went on a raid or something.
Well, if there's nothing needed from me, Jinsiris looks over at Fargus and shrugs. I guess I'll be leaving for the night. I have to, head in before my nightly cleansing rituals.
Ah, yes, it's gotten pretty late.
Yes.
Thank you for all your help.
Perhaps I can guide you to that, Sylvan Sanctuary another time, assuming that you will actually need my help finding it. It is rather large.
That would be very appreciated, indeed.
Alright. And, with that, Jinsiris will, walk out the door.
Right. So, what did you think of the forge?
Tempus looks very distracted, and you snap him out of his daze as he watches Jin-Zero leave the building. The forge?
Yeah.
Oh, this place. You don't by any chance know where he sleeps, do you?
Who?
Jin-Zero.
No. No, I have no idea. Not here, at least.
Tempus scratches his way at the stubble on his face.
Why do you ask?
I don't trust him.
Oh, well, you can't really trust anyone in the city, and he has helped us a bit. I mean... He didn't lead us into a trap or anything.
Thomas appears.
There's a door there.
Thomas, you didn't know what direction Jadil left, do you?
Dragon Man, I don't know. He probably walked, well, towards the city proper. Like, that way. Why would you want to know?
A few reasons. Nothing desperately needing shared right now.
Oh? I mean, if you have multiple reasons, you might as well give me at least a few of those already. Right?
Assassin, murderer, criminal, general badass, needs to be dealt with, you know, that kind of character.
He seems like an okay sort. I mean, he did say that he had some... I think he said that he implied that he had some dark past, but, you know, people can change. And people includes dragon people, I assume. Your information might simply be outdated.
Tempest definitely looks as if he's mulling something over. No. If it's outdated, then we have a lot of bigger things to worry about. Tempest really does look as if he's struggling to handle this. Thomas, would you trust me in any way?
Thomas raises an eyebrow. I don't know what you are implying here. Trust is a very difficult word. It depends on the situation. Would I trust you with my purse? My wallet? Probably not.
No, I would have taken that from you 10 times over if I had no way, but, you know, you still have it. Also, yeah, you might need to keep a look into it. That purse is quite loose.
I noticed. Thank you. But would I trust you to, well, stay and fight if it comes to it? Then, well, yes, you've proven yourself in the past multiple times. Then again, I did say that people change, and that goes both ways.
Well, always as you said, some of your past as being a guard, you probably know that best. You've seen good guys go bad and bad guys go good.
More the former than the latter, yes.
Well, technically, I'm already a bad guy. I think you probably have incarcerated me 10 times over by now.
I probably would have, yes.
Thankfully, you've not. So, yeah. Just more. If I take a very sudden brash action, I'm wondering if you would at least allow me to explain it.
It depends. If it's brash enough, then probably not. What are you implying here?
I've heard some interesting things about that dragon.
Alright, apparently everyone seems to know him apart from me.
Bad guy has murdered the wrong kinds of people, killed the wrong kinds of people, needs to be brought to justice, that kind of thing.
I'm sure if you want to find people who have to be brought to justice, then Drakkenhall might be a bad place to look because you might find too many options.
Tempus just can't help but let out a small chuckle. But what if you're given an order by a guy that, we've been helping and has been very helpful to us, and he gives you a bit of order to do something, Tempus rubs a hand over his face, looking very, very exhausted by this.
Well, the thing about orders is that, sure, you can decide to simply follow them because, they are orders, you're supposed to follow them, right? On the other hand, some orders just, some orders are either you follow them or you do the right thing.
Tempest sort of chuckles. Well, I know what the right thing would be, and that would be following it. Ignoring this would lead to a lot more problems. Trust you and me.
If you want to have a piece of advice, just do what you think is the right thing. Or, let me rephrase that. Do what you think I would think is the right thing.
Tempest mulls this over. And, Tempest will actually walk up to the door, open the door, and look out at the city.
It's not much of a city to stare at right here. You are in the western half of Drakkenhall, which is coated with nothing more than rubble, like a mishmash of disjointed buildings laid on top of each other and stone, on top of the ruins of High Rock, which was destroyed by monsters 400 years ago. Which in these ruins, constabulary gangs as well as criminal gangs fight over stretches of territory on a regular basis. Off in the horizon, you can see the looming lit Tower of the Blue, as well as lights of Rubble City and Saltside near the coast. But it's very dark and quiet outside where you are, with nothing but the light of the stars and the moon.
And so Tempest sees no one in the streets at all.
Well, he certainly sees your friends that were recently recruited, along with Dwohurim's pony. He has a pony named Ravinger. You can make a attempt to perceive the thick black of dim light night skill check.
Yeah, Tempest will definitely try to look for Jaziel.
Okay.
Which I don't have anything that would immediately be helpful for this kind of position. I don't think Survivor of the Dwarven Games is applicable for this. Just looking to see if you can find him looking out just at all.
Alright, you can go ahead and make a wisdom-based skill check using your level.
Climbing up on the fortifications and looking over.
Well, from the doorway where you are, in the very poor quality light outside, Tempus sees the friends whom his companions recently acquired, and the pony. It is very, very dark outside. He doesn't see or hear anything to suggest another person outside.
Tempus will punch the door, realizing his procrastination has put him in an ill spot, and he closes the door.
The door is made out of solid stone. Does hurt a bit.
Yep, probably. Proper. He proper goes a punch into the door, just out of frustration. Ball snatch it. Gah. And Tempest will storm back through the building. Leon suddenly turned green.
He's attempting I think he's attempting to draw like his dancing lights effect or something. I don't know.
Oh.
It's just like I'm just like moving down. All of a sudden, Leon turned green. It's like, what?
So, yeah,
Sorry, I filled the room with acid while you weren't looking.
Modular type room, the foyer, which you've been standing in. That's the main room connecting to outside, the only room connecting to outside, with its series of Mars denoting like heavy sparring. You have a number of 3 in this case dorm rooms, basically like crew areas. You have your supply room where the master of this place once sat. And then you have the master module back here, which is going to necessitate an intelligence-based skill check using your Scholar of the Forge background, Gryph, because the machinery in here is so advanced that it threatens to not be understandable at all by Tempus.
Okay, Tempest will just sort of wander into the room, just trying to follow Huron and have a look. And he just sort of looks at this thing, going, "Whoa!" And then okay, +5, +4, plus is that wisdom?
Yeah, no, intelligence.
I think you said.
Intelligence, sorry.
This is pretty far beyond Tempus's ken. Anything that he understands about machinery and its inner mechanics, he doesn't grasp what the purpose of this is, and this is exactly how it looks. Nor does he grasp the purpose of the other high-quality, yet rusted and faded and obviously inoperable machinery here. This is a trapdoor with a ladder which leads beneath the floor. This machinery is in disuse and non-functional. It vibrates with nothing. Nothing emanates from this, no energy or anything at all to denote any sort of clue or idea. This would take Tempus quite a lot of time and some reference material to
Straight up, Tempus, without having an understanding, in a sense of utter awe and not understanding this at all, will actually touch it, just not registering in its head what this is. Just totally dumbfounded by it.
Feels cold to the touch.
Herm looks up at you.
What
He's
is
looking at himself.
this thing?
I'm not sure.
Is there any books? Is there anything? Any knowledge? This is
There's only
fascinating.
notes suggesting that the previous owner just gave up. It does, however, seem to be related to some sort of magic.
But I can see an Uberfankel, I can see 7 gears, I can see the levers over there. But it's... Wow! I can't even comprehend this.
Have you tried just pulling the levers and seeing
Oh
what
god,
happens?
no! No, god, no. I think there's a bit missing. Maybe. Or maybe it's meant to be missing. What do you think, Huron?
I think it's magic.
Wow. Well, obviously...
It will need a lot
maybe.
of testing and trying, and I think, given if I had a better understanding of it, I might be able to repair it. It seems quite damaged.
So what are those things over there?
It shrugs part of it.
Again, Tempest will literally just sort of wander over.
That is a desk with papers on it, which suggests what I put in the chat earlier, that the previous owner of this building, the leader of the Blood Drop crew, attempted to study this. This room was recently excavated within the past month. This building had been slowly cleared out of rubble and debris, and the Blood Drop crew had opened the way into this room. And Rylan attempted to study what was in here, but without any background in machinery or magic, he didn't get very far, and pretty much just said, screw it.
Oh, okay. Tempus sort of just has a sort of look over, just has a flip over a couple of the pages. I guess enough to get an idea of that, even with that such a failing roll. Looking at that machine.
Yes, with that in mind, the machinery in here probably. Now, this is the real mindfuckery. It probably worked together with magic in order to create an effect of some kind. Now, the concept of machinery, as it exists, blending together in a fusion of magic, is unfathomable. It's an ineffable combination. It does not strike Tempus at all as being anything that he would consider that this would do.
Obviously, in the sense that Tempus is only thinking of this in purely mechanical ways, nothing magical. He's not even coming into his spectrum. He sees this as just a huge, wonderful mechanical device.
That being said, it probably fused together, and at some point, once upon a time, functioned, though its functions currently elude Tempus. That being said, upon seeing this sort of built into the wall gear function in the corner, there are other such corners really spread out across all of this building where these are apparently missing. And this is rusted and unusable. Its purpose, unknowable.
Tempest will actually take the time and he'll actually he'll value each of these items as he's looking around. Obviously, not having a knowledge over it, has a look thoroughly in depth. He'll actually race off to another part of the building to have a look, and race back and have a nosy.
You really can't value or appraise them here. It's a bunch of scrap metal, as it is completely non-functional. You wouldn't get much of anything out of this.
He's actually trying to look to see, what the link is. So he's actually racing around in some desperate attempt to see if he can link it all together. I'm just saying what my character is going to be doing. Okay. Something is totally unfathomable to him, totally mechanical. It's his passion. It's just something in his mind clicks. The gears go click. And that's what he will be doing, as if somehow the dragonkin has left his brain.
All right.
He is now running around the building, looking and checking all the holes and gears and cogs or missing components and holes in the wall. He is doing that.
Also, I made us a guard friend macro or token.
I noticed. We don't need 2 guard friends. I don't think we bought 2, did we?
No.
It's combat friend and his shadow.
Shadow
texture, new graphic setting in MapTool. Shadow next to every token.
As Tempus is running about, he'll eventually have a small green wisp of a dancing light just go past him.
Himself will also try to continue to look at the machinery for as long as he can before he just has to, go lay down.
Okay.
Feeling ill. This whole experience.
There is nothing else for this particular night, then a night can pass and it can be a new day.
And where did everyone sleep? Does Tempus sleep? Becomes a better question, I suppose.
Tempus will probably just sort of spending his maintenance time, sitting next to the table.
All right.
Just don't make too much noise, please.
Clang, clang, clang.
Oh, he'll be sitting furrowing through papers as he's tightening cogs and stuff like that.
Tempus can sleep in the forge.
In the forge?
Yes.
Shermer doesn't sleep much at all, really. He's just sort of laying there staring, looking into the ceiling.
All right. Night reigns. It was late night whenever you came back here, and passes without incident to any of you. And the morning will arrive with a call from one of your newly acquired friends that a large, well, that's redundant, a dragonkin, the same one who left last night, is approaching the building again. What do we do?
Open the gate!
Fanfare, red carpet.
Why did my body ache?
What did you say about that dragonkin?
He's outside.
Tempus.
He's gone. This is your chance.
Oh,
Gryph stepped away.
stab him now.
I think that might be what Gryph wants to do.
Good morning.
Hello again. I just checked to make sure that nothing else was required of me. Whenever I was given that missive to deliver to Leon Demnera, I think it was, I was not told of any length of time that my services would be of use. I am forever seeking the path of redemption for my past. As such, I merely wish to check in once more to see that you all were well before continuing my rituals of absolution.
Well, Fargus did want to visit that sanctuary.
Yes.
So Fargus.
Yes, that I would like to go there and see what this. What was his name? Okay, I didn't write it down. Damn it.
How many self-destructing
There,
messages?
Feral the Everliving wants to say.
Well, I have never had cause to head to the Sylvan Sanctuary myself, but considering how it is such a large landmark, the massive burst of trees, I suppose I can direct you there before I go about my day.
That would be most helpful.
Very well, then. We shall leave whenever you are comfortable doing so, I suppose.
Alright.
Till then, please feel welcome to take a seat.
Perhaps I should follow. Just on the way, there's a Madman's Alley. There's machinery here in the back. Maybe some of the, whisperings of the wise people there could bring some clarity to what's going on here.
That does not sound like a wise decision. Madman's Alley is named for its detrimental effects on one's mind.
Frowns slightly, then just nods and shakes his head. Begins going back to sleep.
It would
Well,
be good if we stick together, though.
Yeah, splitting up
You'll be
does
fine.
sound like a bad idea.
This is Drakkenhall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting back in bed.
Fargus
He's
shakes
just
his head.
sitting there.
So Thomas, how's the guards been doing?
I mean, they are just people who've been given armor and weapons, so that is basically how they are doing. You can hardly call them guards quite yet.
It's your job to make them better, so.
I'm sorry, I had a half a day. I'm working on it.
Stop fighting.
So yeah, are we all going there, or is it just me?
Well, Thomas will certainly accompany you.
Yeah. I don't
Sherman can go as well. Not that he thinks he's going to be let into the grove, but
We'll see.
I
it
mean,
makes you feel more safe.
it'd be nice to wait
Should.
for it.
I mean, Tempus would come along, right? Or
You can leave him here if need be.
we could, but we might need him. I don't know what this guy wants.
Kill you all!
That would be a shame.
He did sort of
No,
say he had
like
a boon for
Evil
me.
tree
So-
fortress.
Yes, the boon of death.
the boon of death.
Well, Lead away.
Alright. The
Yes,
the dragonkin will stop leaning against the wall, swivel with grace, and step outside.
Right. Drag Tempus.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. That's me back.
Okay. So in that case, I'm going to quickly reverse what I did. You were sitting at your desk.
Mhm.
At the desk, not your desk, technically. Are you... Just snaps his fingers, you're not paying attention. Just creates a dancing light right in your face.
Oh. Oh, hi, Leon.
The Dragon Kid's here. Also, they seem to be leaving right now. With the others, so we should probably catch up quick.
Where are we going?
The, druid place around here, Fargus, I don't know. Come on.
Tempus follows along.
And onto the map.
You're able to catch up. Jinzeros is not moving that quickly through the very narrow and twisting corridors of what he thinks it's safe to travel through the ruins. You do get to afternoon, though, by the time you cross the entirety of the metropolis that is Drakkenhall. It is a very tough trek of it. Jinzeros errs on the side of caution for the suites following him, so that they do not attract the attention of predators. But eventually, and you do pass by the Beast Market, you will reach the other end of the City of Monsters, the Blue City, where an impenetrably thick stand of trees that is home to local druids and forest creatures stands. The Sylvan Sanctuary grows in a ravine in the ruined outskirts of the city, and it is not clear, as you approach it, and Jinzeros will share this as well, how anyone enters or exits, because, looking at it, the trees form a solid perimeter of interwoven branches. There is no physical room for anyone to get through that.
Also makes knocking kind of difficult.
Well,
Knock on the wood.
Fargus will sort of approach and try to feel if there are any sort of magic protecting it or something like that.
That doesn't require a skill check. Yes. Trees normally don't do this.
Yeah. So can Fargus sort of figure out a way to get past this barrier of sorts?
As Fargus is feeling up the trees, wondering whether things are magical, let's go ahead and drag Fargus over here into his own little separate area. The trees actually begin to spread apart before his hand. And
Right.
standing on the other side of that is one entity. A human. The human before you appears to be in his late 40s. He's short and thin, a bit bent on his ironwood staff, smelling heavily of rose and lilac. Hard turquoise eyes stare at you beneath thick eyebrows, but the lips beneath his graying beard form a welcoming smile. He wears simple clothes, not enough for this time of year, but he doesn't appear bothered by the temperature, and as you observe him, you notice his companions, a troop of mice peeping out at you from a leather vest pocket. The bent man, a bit older, he looks at you and then over you. I did not expect that you would be bringing others.
Oh, you didn't mention that I was to come alone.
Shakes his head. No matter, this won't take long.
Alright.
It is good to meet you, however, Fargus. I am Therrell the Ever-Living.
Very nice to meet you. And Fargus sort of bows a bit.
Therrell will politely nod. I had some familiarity with, well, it doesn't matter. You have come here, and I have sought you for one particular purpose. The bent druid lifts his staff and says, "This will only take a minute, I think."
Alright, Fargus just sort of stands there and nods.